Hi, this is Anaiis Salles, designer and creator of the board game Visualize World Bees. It's a game of environmental transformation, and the goal of the game is to rehabilitate toxic honey habitat so that there will be enough healthy honeybees to feed 7+ billion people in the world. So we've gone over a couple of the beginning aspects of playing the game, and now we're going to move on to the next segment, which is about what happens when you land on a raspberry space after your die throw. So here's the raspberry space on the board. You can see, it's very clearly a raspberry color, and they're in various places all over the board. And this is called a bridge space. And you can land on a raspberry space through a throw of the die, or a spin of the spin board. So this is what the raspberry space looks like on the spin board. It sits right next to the Bee Diva card, and it is a raspberry kind of cherry red color. When you land on this space, you have the opportunity to choose from 3 kinds of tokens. They are the Beekeeper Team Card token, the Honeybee token, or a Hive token. When you land on a raspberry space, you get to choose which of these you would like to select from, and your goal is to get tokens that will help you transform your section of the playing board. So in this segment of play, I have landed on a raspberry, and I'm going to choose a bee token. Now, there are random things in this pile of cards, and so there are a number of things that can happen. I've chosen, or at the top of the stack, is a bee tree card. Now, I can choose to put this bee tree card on any place on the game board, and it creates a safe space. Strategically, I can choose to put it on a green space. The GMO crop cards require 500 hives to make a safe space. The pesticide toxic tokens require 1,000 hives to rehabilitate. The toxic pesticide cards require 500 hives to rehabilitate. The suburban tiles require 50 hives, and the city spaces require 10 hives to rehabilitate the space. That's not even making it safe, that's just rehabilitating it. But the bee tree represents a safe card, so strategically, I might choose, if I got this at the early part of the game, or at any part of the game, to put this token in a space where many beehives would be required to transform the space. Another token that I might choose, that was a bee, is a beehive card. And this token represents a top bar hive, which are actually more healthy environments to raise bees in, especially if you're an urban beekeeper. Now, this card has a consequence on the back, and this is a -1. So, as you recall, at the beginning of the game, every beekeeper gets a +1 card, which they can put on their city space. And now I've drawn a -1. I had a swarm, and I wasn't able to catch it, so I've lost some bees. So now I'm going to put that in that space. So now I'm neutral, but I don't have the 10 hives required to transform that space. My other option when I land on a raspberry space on the board, or I spin a raspberry section of the spin board, is to choose a beekeeper. Now this token has a consequence on the back, and on this token it's a +1 from a swarm. I catch a swarm, and that goes here. And so every time a player lands on a raspberry token, a raspberry space on the board. They pick from one of these 3 game tokens. And the raspberry space also is fluid, because suppose I am on this space and I pick up a token that lets me do transformative work here. Well, I really have to move here to make that happen. So I really would have had to move my game token over to the green space to use this honeybee to transform that GMO farm. So now my token is here, and on my next turn I will move from this place on the playing board. So a player has the option to move anywhere in their section that they're rehabilitating, to move their game token back and forth between the blue, yellow, and green areas to do their transformative work. Okay, that explains this section of the game, and then I'll go on to another video.